I'm making my own sketchbook. I'm taking paper that I love and a size I'm really excited to buy. I'm turning this Canson watercolor pad into a small sketchbook. So I had this where I was doing projects, and I don't love spiral binding. Some people do, some people don't. I don't, and so I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna use the paper inside to make a sketchbook. And the size of the sketchbook is actually going to be half of a sheet. So first step is to take out an adequate amount of paper. I'm gonna give you a little forewarning. I am gonna Food Network this just a little bit. So I have some stuff prepared off screen that I will then use later. So this is gonna be mostly used. You can see all the different pages that I have taken out already. I'm gonna fold it. I got a bone folder finally, instead of using pencils and pens. So let's fold it up. This is the Canson watercolor paper. I really like this. And this is going to be the size of the sketchbook. This is a 10 by 7 watercolor pad. So the book is going to be a 7 by 5 book, which is good. I've really liked having smaller sketchbooks lately. You can see this is one of my favorites right now. It is very tiny. It is 4 by 4. But this is going to be the final size of the book. And you can see it'll open up like this. And I think this will be a really fun size. So the next step after the paper, I have another equally folded piece. I'm gonna put them inside. One of these is going to be like a group of pages. This is called a signature. And I'm going to put some holes in it. This is my template for holes. I'm gonna do 5 right through the middle. So let me line them up. I have a little arrow for my upwards. That way I know which ones go on top. Okay, let's make sure we line this up now. Great. I'm gonna use my awl. This is what this pokey thing is, I think. I'm just gonna try to poke through both of those. Perfect. So I have some very small holes. I might make them a little bit bigger with this. Great. All right, so that's one signature. That's one part of the book. And I have 6 others right here. And you can see if I line them up, those are where we're gonna stitch them all together. I need to make the covers of the book. And the cover is going to be made from the board on the back of the sketchbook. So it comes with a little book board, maybe on purpose. And I measured it out. I'm going to cut off this part and then I cut it right down the middle. There's some numbers here. I don't have anything fun to like bind this in to make it really pretty, but I think it'll be nice with this brown. And maybe I'll cover it with stickers as I go. I don't know, this is totally off topic, but if you're ever like me and you don't know what to do with stickers, I've been putting them on my sketchbook. And that's been such an easy place to be like, oh, stickers go here. So I don't like think where I get to use a sticker, but my sketchbook has been my home for stickers lately. Okay, I'll use my T-square. Line it up. Okay. Great, that's close. All right, so that part I'm gonna cut down the middle now. So if you have a paper you really love, and they don't have a sketchbook of that paper, perhaps you too can look up Coptic binding tutorials on TikTok, not TikTok, on YouTube, and try to make your own sketchbook. This actually isn't the first sketchbook I've made. In 2020, I went through a little bookbinding phase and I made these. This is my watercolor sketchbook with, I think, pretty good paper. I took it on a trip to Seaside, Watercolor, that's the place, and the medium. And you can see I didn't have book board, so I used shipping boxes. This is my other one, made of another sketch pad that I didn't use. This one's empty. But the pad had this black border, and I really like this. I think this is a really nice look. Maybe I can copy something like this. But yes, this isn't my first sketchbook I've ever made. But it is the one I'm most excited about right now. And if you were like me, most of your sketchbooks go unused. So the way I get around that with this is I tell myself making the sketchbook is an art of itself. So like when I feel bad not filling it up totally and completely, to remember that it is a thing that exists that I've made in my creativity. Okay, I've cut my cover. So now I have two pieces exactly the size I need. So it's gonna look something like this. And then we'll stitch the sides right here. So I need to put 5 holes on here to match this. What I've done is I took my little half template and I folded this side over. So now I have a cover template too. I'm really not being precise with this at all. Not at all. Let's call it all. Because, I don't know, just making it up as I go. And learned that that's okay, and that I had this sketchbook, and I didn't really like destroy it, this like sketch pad. And if I never use it, it wasn't being used already. I did about 3 or 4 drawings in it for a portfolio that I never finished. It was like a kid's book portfolio. I just never did anything with it. So it's fine if this all goes to waste. And also it's practice, and I don't know. All right. Great. Those are the first 5 holes. You probably can't see them because they're so small. And this is not getting through here. It's just like putting a small little divot in there. Oh, I'm actually remembering I made a third sketchbook with like this really hard board on the outside that even my drills and saws had a hard time working with. I don't know whatever happened to that. I used like a photocopy glossy paper. It was all very strange. Okay. You can see there are just some tiny holes. I'm going to try to expand them just a little bit and not poke my fingers. Before I do this too much, I'm going to double check that they line up with my signatures. So like this one is going to go with those. Great. Great. I don't know exactly how to do it. Like I said, I did it a couple times 6 years ago now. And so I'm going to be watching a tutorial. These are the 2 tutorials I have been using, and I'm going to follow them in the time lapse in just a second. So part of me worries this is too far in, but I think it's fine. Like I said, It's about exactly where I did these other ones. I think I'll be okay. This is my back page. I'm going to put this little barcode in the back. So it's really going to be like this. Do I want to do anything to this before I string it up? All right, final sketchbook will be this big. It is rest time at our house right now, and they are screaming. I don't know if you can hear it. All right, I'm going to start with the bottom board and the top signature and start sewing and following along with the video. All right, I am back. It is nighttime. Everyone has gone back to bed. So now it's time I can keep filming. That should be a sketchbook. I might have done the tension a little too tight because you can see it is wanting to open, but it's also watercolor paper. The last part was very difficult and I think I messed it up. It should be okay. Now the benefits of this is that it does lay flat. So you can see when it opens up, it should be flat wherever I turn it to. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's gonna be good. Like I love this back flap so much more than the front. I think it's just how the front's supposed to be. Just kind of flops open, but it is there. It is tight. This is loose, but I don't know how it's loose. I'm gonna write my information in here. So if you want to build your own Coptic sketchbook, I highly recommend it. 6 months later, hello from Nathan from the future, who has finished the sketchbook and been using it with a couple of edits since the video was made. This is what it looks like. I put some stickers on here from places I've been. I went on a trip to Los Angeles. My friend was in a clown show and I went to Dollywood. On the spine, you can see I put some white tape, some white duct tape. But most importantly, I changed the thread I used. This thread was the one I originally used. It was pretty thin and small, and I found myself, it gave it a little more wobbling, so I had some other thread that I used in previous years. And this one worked a lot better. This says it's 0.5 millimeters wax thread, and this says it's 0.55 millimeters, but it is significantly thicker. So, I don't know. I changed the threading. I also changed the stitch on the front cover. If you followed those tutorials I was using, I did not like it. So I tried to write down what I did, but I couldn't. I probably couldn't recreate it right now if I had to. I went through the final signature, out the front, wrap around below the knot, back into the signature. And I tried to copy what I was doing on the back. So I like looked here, I was like, how did I do that? Can I recreate it in the front? And I tried that. If you want to see kind of a walkthrough of what I've done so far with this sketchbook, you can check out this video. suggested. And thank you for watching. Go make your own sketchbook. It's really fun, and it is worth every bit of